Good evening. This is the Financial Week. I'm Herman Green. Private sector bodies are this evening insisting for the immediate revision of the Labor Relations Code. The organizations argue that the code is too complex and difficult to navigate. They are demanding legislative changes before the end of the current financial year. TVJ's Andrew Laidley has the details.
Issues with the payout made to the former human resource manager at Petrojam dominating the news cycle in recent weeks, and now private sector leaders complaining that the cost of taking matters to the Industrial Disputes Tribunal (IDT) as among the reasons. The Petrojam HR manager received a settlement of over $13 million after Petrojam deemed it would have cost them upwards of $35 million if the case was brought before the IDT. Now the JMEA, the JCC and the PSOJ argue it's because decisions handed down by the IDT are skewed in favor of employees, saying the decisions are unfairly being made based on the one-sided concentration of the strict application of the code procedures and not substantive facts. These decisions, the private sector groupings say, often result in employees in breach of company rules being reinstated or paid huge sums in settlements after employment termination. The private sector groups also argue that no material change has been made to the labor relations processes for the past 43 years. In 2017, the private sector bodies recommended that the code be reviewed to bring it in line with international best practices. Since then, the labor reform report has been tabled in Parliament and awaits deliberation and debate. But the private sector bodies are now insisting that immediate changes be made before the end of this financial year. Andrew Laidley, TVJ News.
The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, is reporting that consumer prices declined by 0.2% in January. That puts the current inflation rate at 2.3%. The January outturn signals that inflation continues to struggle to meet the Bank of Jamaica's target, the range of between 4 and 6%. Statin says the January movement was primarily driven by low food and oil prices. In currency trading, it ended with the US dollar selling for $134.08. The Canadian dollar is now going for $101.27. The pound is now selling for $171.76, while the euro closed the day at $148.99. Oil prices traded lower today. Oil for delivery in March went down by 6 cents to settle at $54.41 a barrel. The JSE index gained 2,275 points today, while the junior market index lost 13 points. Among today's winners were Epley, 138 Student Living, with Cinco, Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances, and Express Catering. Now, on the losing side were SSL Venture Capital, Mayberry Investments, Dolphin Cove, Main Event Entertainment Group, and Kingston Properties. And that wraps up the Financial Week. I'm Herman Green. Good evening.